Hello, James Tobin here. I feel like I've been doing a lot of cooking in my apartment, not just to eat but also for weekend sunrise while we're in quarantine here. It's roasted Dutch carrots, but we're doing it in a bit of a Middle Eastern style. So we're going to have some cumin and coriander and then make a pesto, but not a basil pesto. We're using the carrot tops and coriander. So this is really in the Oz Harvest no food wastage idea, because we're not wasting the carrot tops, because 35% of Australian rubbish in the kitchen bin is wasted food. So we're going to reserve those tops and we're going to make the pesto with that. So let's start by cutting those green tops off. I'm going to leave a little bit of green on there just because it looks great. We'll put that aside for the pesto with the coriander. Okay, so the carrots are really simple. Just a baking tray, lay the carrots out. I'm just going to sprinkle that with a bit of cumin, a bit of coriander powder because we're using the coriander in the pesto. Generous pinch of salt. Salt Bay. And then a generous amount of good Australian olive oil. And then we get our hands dirty. Just making sure the carrots are nice and evenly coated. And that is good to go into the oven, 200 for about 20 minutes. So while those carrots are roasting away, we're going to make the pesto. Now obviously pesto is more traditionally a basil pesto, but we're going to use the carrot tops and the coriander. Just going to roughly chop them in order to put them in the food processor. Okay, so now I'm just going to chuck everything in. Next up, 3 cloves of garlic. Now we're going to grate in some parmesan, just as much as you like. Let's say roughly 60 grams, but whatever you're feeling like. Then a good glug of olive oil, 100, 150 mils, maybe a third of a cup, and a good pinch of salt. Then we're going to close it up and start blitzing. So just going on look, I think I'm just going to add a bit more oil. And now when you're happy with the texture and the consistency, I'm going to add the toasted pine nuts because I only want them to break down a little bit because we still want that texture of the nut in there. There are our Dutch carrots out of the oven. So to serve, we're going to lay some yogurt down in the serving dish. So now I'm going to bring the pesto over. I'm just going to put some on the carrots. I'm going to mix them in with my hands. Obviously, once they've cooled down a little bit, just going to lay them down just any way they go. I love this dish. I think it looks great, but also you feel so good because you've used all of the carrot. So lastly, I'm just going to take a few more of those toasted pine nuts. I'm just going to just loosely crush those with my knife. Just sprinkle that on top. And then lastly, a nice drizzle with some olive oil. Looks great in the yogurt. And there you go, roast Dutch carrot with carrot top and coriander pesto. Looks great, and you're reducing food waste. With so many Australian families doing it tough at the moment, if you can donate to ozharvest.org, please do. $1 can make 2 meals. If you can't, let's do our bit with food waste.